Hey, fight fans, welcome back to Carl Prusa MMA. Today, I am with the top 155-pound prospect. He's the hype. He is Mr. Ilay Barzilay, getting ready, taking on Richie Miranda August 22nd for that LFA lightweight championship. Ilay, what's going on, my friend? How are you doing?
Good, Carlo. Thank you, my friend. Good to be back.
Absolutely, man. You know, we've had you on here a bunch of times throughout your career. Exciting one for you, man. You get to fight for that 155 strap in LFA, one of the greatest regional promotions on the planet. When you got that phone call that you're going to be fighting Richie for the belt, was it pretty exciting?
Yeah, it was very excited. I was sitting for a round, waiting to see what's up, what's gonna be my next fight. I like to be active. I was expecting something else to happen. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and I didn't want to sit for too long. I don't like just to sit and wait for some stuff that I can't control. So I told to my manager I want to fight, and then we got offered this fight.
You're training over right now at the Fighting Nerds. You know, you're back in Brazil. What's it like to be with that team? Obviously, you know, you have Icaro Brito out there, Gian Silva, Cowboy, Rufy, names and names go on and on. What's it been like mixing up with them?
Yeah, a lot of stars. It's been very good. I've been training with them, doing camps with them for the last 2 years. I'm going a lot to Brazil, and and honestly, the last 2 months, I didn't remember myself in a years improving so much. I improved so much in the striking, in the ground. It's really amazing. It's opened my mind.
You know, one thing that gym's known for is obviously the glasses that they wear. When you're training over there, do you guys wear the glasses? Is that a thing?
Yeah, of course, not during the training, but whenever we represent the gym, we're using the glasses.
Absolutely. You know, you're such a well-rounded mixed martial artist, and you know that's really something that you've seen from day one. You know, you have that striking ability. Another thing I don't think it's talked about much. You're very calm and relaxed when you went in there. When you go in there, you know that fight against Cole Aaron, you got battle tested in there. You went through adversity, but you remained calm. Is that something that's really developed over your career? Do you feel like you've always had that?
I feel like yeah, it's more naturally for me. There's some stuff I needed to really work hard for that, and some stuff that some little gifts, not too much, but small gifts that I was given. I think one of them is that I feel like a home in the cage. I feel like it's a natural thing for me to fight, and I know for not everyone it's like that. That's why in training, in fighting, I stay pretty calm and relaxed. Yeah, until I can get a bit emotional and start throwing a lot of punches, but till then I'm pretty calm.
Absolutely. You know, you're starting to pick up a lot of noise. I mean, I think the nickname is perfect. We're starting to see the hype, especially around the regional scene. I mean, obviously, you're fighting for one of the premier titles, you know, on the regional scene in mixed martial arts. Are you starting to notice more attention? Are you starting to notice more on social media and get your name a little out there a little bit more now?
Yes, I feel like there's a consistency of growth in my social media, and yeah, I feel like there's good buzz. There's for the last couple of years. I would say I'm pretty popular in Israel. We're a small country. I'm pretty popular in there. Of course, in the US, not so much. Um, but now I think I start to get also more popular in the MMA scene in the US. My name is going up a lot of times, especially after the matchup I should have with Bryce Mitchell. Um, and yeah, I'm working hard and doing good things, and I think I start to get the recognition that I deserve to.
You know, speaking of Bryce Mitchell, one of your teammates just fought him, Gian. Obviously, you know, great performance for Gian Silva. I mean, see how well rounded he is. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Gian is, I knew it's gonna be like that, he's a different level, different animal. Probably the best guy I ever trained with. Man, it's just different. I train with so many people. The way he train is so intense. This is different level. I knew it's gonna be like that with Bryce, and I think he can do it with everyone in his division in the world.
Absolutely. One thing that I think really sticks out with Gian is his personality. He's a natural, charismatic personality individual. A lot of people love him for that, and obviously his fighting style. You're a type of guy, you don't really try to put on a persona. You be who you are. You stay true to yourself. How important has that been for you throughout your career?
I like to stay loyal to myself and stay true to myself. Of course, there's some couple of things. I wouldn't say I'm an angel, you know. I still like to promote some stuff. I still like to talk some stuff, but I do it with style, you know. I do it with style. I don't need to be a piece of shit um, to promote something. I do it in my own way. And yeah, that's I think everyone should do what's best for them, and usually what's best for you. It's acting like really who you are and selling your persona.
So when you're in the US, you train over at the UFCPI. What's that been like? How's it been going over there?
Yeah, it's very good. You know, of course, in the PI, we got everything we need. We in there with some of the UFC fighters taking care of us, and yeah, can't complain about anything. You know, training there is great. Training with Mateus Nakash is my main coach. He's also was Jose Aldo, one of the main coaches, and you know, with him I'm improving a lot as well. And yes, he's the man. I like to be in there.
It's kind of crazy that you've only been a pro now, I think, since 2022. So only in 3 years, you've really done so much. Now fighting for that title, you're probably on the cusp of maybe the Contender Series in the future, possibly UFC in the future. I think all that is really, really close to you. Are you surprised at how quick the journey's been since turning pro?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. That's what I was planning. Honestly, everything that I'm living now, that's exactly how I was planning. Um, I was planning also to get to the UFC by the age of 24. So this is the time. I wouldn't say I complete my mission, you know, there's still some stuff to do. But I'm pretty proud, you know. I did everything I need to do, training wise, competition wise, and yeah, it's time to complete the mission now. The mission is still not completed, but we're definitely in a good pace and good way.
So the next part of the mission, obviously August 22nd, fighting for that 155 title, taking on Richie Miranda, very tough guy, very respected guy, in the mixed martial arts community, doing some big things himself. Overall, what do you think of him as an opponent?
As an opponent, I think you know, he's a great fighter, great opponent, and I'm gonna be the last guy to underestimate him because you have one of the things that only few people have, and I have it as well. It is durability and his pace, durability, and his art. That's something that I can take away from him. And I have it as well. I just think I have more qualities and more skills as a fighter. I'm more dangerous than him, and skill-wise, I think I'm better than him. But as far as heart and durability, I think we both have this kind of style that people might underestimate us, but you know, we got some heart. We willing to go there and be in a dogfight if we need to. So that's why I respect him, and that's why I also training very hard and taking it very seriously.
I got so excited when I saw this contest because, I mean, you pretty much said it, but both of you guys are absolute dogs, man. I mean, that heart is really shown from both of you guys whenever you guys fight. Could you see this one becoming a very technical kind of chess match of a matchup?
Mm, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see it like. Of course, I think it's gonna be a high level fight, but I wouldn't say it's be like a chess or technical match from the reason that if you see Richie fights, you don't have a lot of strategic. Like he makes some couple of adjustments, but he don't have like he always do the same game plan, you know. He always fight the same. He's confident on the way he fight, and he always fight kinda the same way. It's kinda he try to make the fight a chaos, and he's good at competing. He's good at competing, and that's how he beating the guy, you know. The guy just dragging into the competition. They just drag into his fighting style, and it is able to make it dirty and to make it a chaos and to make this guy tired.
You know, when you look at it, so many great UFC fighters have their run in LFA. So many LFA champions turned into some of the biggest stars that we see in the UFC. Do you think with a big win over Richie, does that really set you up for some of those others?
Yes, that's an honor that all this great champions today was also LFA champions. I think it's definitely gonna put my name up there. And after this fight, I'm gonna be a well proven prospect. I think if there's still any doubters, I think after this one, there's cannot be any more doubters. At least now with the question if I'm able to compete in the UFC, because for me, I think he will think the same. This fight could be easily in contender or for a UFC Fight Night card, easily, and I think that's why it's a good test for both of us.
You know, your journey is really absolutely unbelievable. What I love about mixed martial arts is everyone has their own story, everyone has their journey, but the sacrifices is real. We've talked about a bunch of times, me and you, is, you know, a lot of people don't realize you have to dedicate your whole life to being a fighter, you know, just to chase the opportunity of fighting in the big shows, getting the big fights, all that stuff. You know, you moved to the US, you know, you create a new life, you know, you focus on fighting basically 24/7. When you're getting opportunities like this, fighting for an LFA title, and you know you see maybe the next big shows in your near future, does that really reinforce, you know, I chose the right path, I'm right where I need to be?
Yes, for sure. I know I'm in the right path. I know it's a question of time. I don't know when. I know it's soon. I know my name is up there. I know I have all the profile that the UFC looking to. I have the profile, everything they looking to. I'm excited, having exciting fights. I'm young, undefeated, speaking couple of languages. So it's a matter of time. I just don't know when. And it's okay for me. I use this time to get more tested and to prove even more why I'm the best prospect outside of the UFC.
So the last time out, you took on Hector Isieto, picked up a huge victory. You know, looking back at it, what did you think of the performance?
It was good. Was short. That's the thing. It's like some of my fights are short, and some of my fights are long. If you think you're willing to go to a dogfight with me and throwing some punches right from the beginning, you should also understand that that's very risky, and that's what the last guy tried to do, and he tried to come at me from the beginning, and I have some heavy hand, if my hand gonna catch the guy clean, there's no much he can do. So there wasn't so much stuff to pick from that fight. I thought he gonna go out there and be a bit smarter. He came with everything, and this is a mistake to do with me. So yeah, I'm happy. I did what I should do. Um, Again, not a lot of stuff I could pick from that fight, but I'm training every day and I'm improving. And I'm improving anyway.
Absolutely. You know, one thing's really cool about this one, you know, it's kind of funny. 3, 4 fights ago, you know, you were talking about how, "Oh, I'm still on the prelims. I want to get to the main card." Well, now you're main eventing. Now your face is actually on the poster for this one. Is that pretty cool to see that progression?
Yeah, that's very cool, man. I can't even express How cool is that? Because and you know, in the end of the day, I'm a kid from Israel who grew up in a small city, small country where I didn't have a lot of role models to take inspiration from. Um, in the MMA world, expect from, of course, Natan, Levy, and Noah Lat, but there wasn't a lot, and and I needed to create to myself this reality that I gonna be the one who's giving the next generation the inspiration, and I getting so many messages from the young generation that are inspiring them to to believe that hey, we're coming from a small country, but we can go big, we can dream big, we can go big, and this is very big for me. I'm coming from a very small gym in Israel, and kids in there see what I'm able to do. Right now, main event, fighting for the belt of one of the biggest promotion, a step from the UFC. So I'm very happy that I have the platform to give inspiration for the young generation. And I'm also very happy for my journey because, man, I had a crazy journey. I passed a lot of things. I needed to make a lot of sacrifices, and go to the US. Didn't know any English when I was first time in America. So to see where I am today, I think the hard work is definitely paying off. With that being said, I'm very happy, very proud, but I'm gonna be even more happy and proud after the mission gonna be accomplished, and I still have work till August 22 to get as much prepared as I can to get that mission done.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, I want to talk about some of the big UFC fights coming up. I want to get your predictions. Let's see who you got some of these big fights. So we got a really fun one coming up here. It's Max Holloway. It's Dustin Poirier. I think it's one of the biggest fights of the year. Who pulls that one out?
Ooh, this I think it's gonna be a dog fight. It's gonna be a war, but I think Holloway gonna win this one. I think just is faster than Poirier right now. I think he will be able to take Poirier shots and just winning by his volume. I think he's gonna point more, and yeah, I think that's how he gonna win. But I can see definitely a close decision. I just think Holloway is a bit more sharper and faster at this point from compared to Poirier.
We got a big middleweight one coming up. We got Rainier de Ritter. We got Robert Whitaker. Who do you think's going to win that one?
It depends how Whitaker gonna come because he's not the most stable fighter. He can come very good, and sometimes his performance is not that good. Um, I would say Whitaker got the experience for sure. He fought so many high level guys in the UFC, but I go with Ritter. He's like the new blood in the category. I feel like he's gonna be more hungry, and yeah, I think you have good chance to win. I go with Ritter.
Hamzat Chimaev or Dricus Duplessis?
Dricus, man. I think Dricus is very good. People underestimate him only because his technique is not clean, but in the end of the day, it's not about how clean your technique is, how effective is your technique. You don't need to have the most beautiful technique in the world. I think his technique is very effective. He got power, he got cardio for days, and he got heart. And man, he's like he always breathing like he's tired, but he's not like really as much as tired. He can keep push the pace. So I think he's gonna survive the first round with Hamzat. Survive like the first second round. That's gonna be very tough. And after that, he gonna big brother Hamzat. I think that's what he gonna do.
All right, last one. Gian Silva, Diego Lopez.
Gian by knockout.
There you go. When you say these big names, obviously, like these are some huge fights coming up, some of the biggest, best names in the UFC. Does this stuff give you motivation when you see these big matches? Does that give you motivation? Hey, I'm close. I'm going to be here, hopefully in the marquee like these guys here soon.
Yes, I feel like it can happen in any moment. I'm not this big of a fight, but a fight in the UFC. I almost was called up couple weeks ago for a short notice fight. Unfortunately, unfortunately they pick up other guy, and also it was like 3 days notice, so I couldn't get like to exactly the weight I needed. But yeah, I feel like that can happen in any moment. I don't know when, but it's giving me motivation to see where Gian is right now, to see the work that he's putting in, all of his journey till he got there, and to see him training. I understand why he came so far and why he gonna be champion. So that's for sure give me a lot of motivation.
Awesome. All right, Eli, last question for you, my friend. In a perfect world, what is the outcome August 22nd when you fight for the LFA 155-pound title against Richie Miranda?
I'm gonna win this fight. In the perfect world, it's gonna be by knockout in the second round. Yeah, it's hard to say like which round. I believe it can happen in the second round. It's depending a lot on how he gonna come to this fight. But I gonna win, and in a good scenario, it's gonna be in the second round.
Absolutely. Eli, man, it's kind of crazy. I first started talking to you after your first pro fight. I think it was Eddie Lamont over Icon FC. And, now cusp of big things, fighting for a huge title at a major promotion, man.
We're going through some journey, bro. Definitely. You've been the one of the first, not one of the first. You've been the first one to interview me in after my pro debut, my first professional fight. And you've been there, and that's why I honor to talk with you anytime. You had the eyes to realize the potential and to see the talent. So there's no how not to appreciate it. So thank you for your platform since the beginning, and I'm happy to see where we at right now. And we even gonna go to bigger places, and we're gonna have in big interviews in the future before UFC fights as well.
Awesome, man. Absolutely. That's it for us today. I'm Carl Perza. He is the hype. He is Mr. Ilay Barzilay. Watch him August 22nd. LFA taking on Richie Miranda, going for that 155-pound title. Take it
Thank
easy.
you, Carlito.